Hey everybody, Brock Frady here, helping you enjoy your ride. In today's video, we're going to take a look at that fantastic 2018 Toyota Highlander Limited. That thing is almost $49,000. In fact, the MSRP is $48,717. To me, the Highlander is a great size. Third row, it's not a gigantic gas guzzling machine. It's almost like some of the SUV makers just make gigantic SUVs for the sake of making gigantic SUVs. Toyota is kind of staying out of that arena and making efficient SUVs that do exactly what you need them to do, and without going overboard with making these big gas guzzling things. And I would like to say a huge thank you to Midstate Toyota in Asheboro, North Carolina, for the opportunity to film this amazing Toyota Highlander. If you want a Toyota, go to Midstate. They're willing to allow me to film their cars. I don't charge for this. This is not anything that I make money on from the dealership at all. I do this for free. When you approach a dealership and say, hey, I want to film your cars, I want to put them on YouTube, get you free publicity and drive traffic to your business. Good quality video, you know? They say no. Midstate Toyota said yes day one, and several vehicles have been sold from them as a result of my videos from people around the country. And there's a drone flying overhead. Can you hear it? Can I get you to shoot some footage for me? I have a YouTube channel and I do automotive stuff. I'm Brock.
Nice to meet you, Brock.
Good to meet you.
Katherine.
Katherine, good to meet you. So the coolest thing in the world just happened. I'm out here filming this Highlander, and all of a sudden I hear the sound of drone motors over my head, and right behind me are Miguel and Katherine. I go over to them and I say, hey, would you guys mind filming my Highlander? They're like, yeah, sure. Unbelievably nice, cool people. He got some footage with his drone. I'm talking with Katherine as he's shooting, and she says, I have a YouTube channel. I'm like, oh my gosh. I'm gonna leave a link to Katherine's YouTube channel in the description box below, and I want you to go and check out her channel. You're gonna be amazed at what they shoot with that drone. Looking at breaking into the YouTube scene in the future, so get ready. You saw them here first. All right, let's keep looking at the Highlander. Lock on top, unlock below that, the hold button for the back door, and then the panic alarm. So whenever you press lock once, it locks all the doors. Press unlock once, it unlocks the driver's door. Press unlock twice, it unlocks all four doors and also gives you access to the rear. Whenever the doors are unlocked, you can press and hold that bottom button, and there goes your rear door. You can also close that rear door if you wish with this key fob as well. So it's all the way up now, so we're going to press and hold, and there it goes right back down. You do have a panic alarm there underneath, and it says hold in red. You press and hold that, it's going to have a delay for about 2 seconds, then the vehicle just goes nuts. You can press unlock or lock at that point, and it will disable the security alarm. You'll also notice a little tab right here where the ring is, and that is a physical key that's mounted inside the key fob. To access that, you can see a thing there that says push. You can push that and then pull this out, and it will give you access to a key that you're going to use in the event that the battery dies. And you can see that there is a keyhole in that driver's door. There's still enough juice in this to start the vehicle. At that point, you will need to have the battery in the key fob replaced. Now, there's also another use for the key inside the key fob here. I'm going to the passenger side. We're going to look at the glove box. There's a keyhole right there. With the key inside of here, you can lock this glove box if you want to put personal items inside of there. Lock the glove box, and in the event that you go to a place that has a valet driver, you can give them the key fob without this key shank, and you can put personal items in there and they won't have access to them. To use the key fob, all you have to do is have this in your pocket that allows you to use the vehicle completely. You can approach the vehicle. It is locked right now, so all I need to do is grab the door handle, it unlocks. When I'm finished, all I need to do is hop out. There's a couple of little lines that are there on top of that door handle. I just touch it, and now the doors are locked. It's good to note that there are no lines on the back handles. So only the front handles have the lines on them that allow you to use the smart access system. You can also open the tailgate if you have the key fob on you. You can just press the rubber button that's directly under the Toyota emblem. It just press and release, and it's gonna open for you. And then once you're finished using or accessing the back, whatever you need to do back there, you can press and release the button that's under the hatch. It'll go right back down. Now, there's another little button that's under here. So there was the flat button that I used pressed to open it. So that was the press and release. Then there's another little bitty button right here that's to the right of that. It's just a dot. So I can press that and it will lock the doors. So the doors were just unlocked from where I had shown you how to unlock them and everything. That little dot that's to the right of the bigger button just locked those doors. Then I've got a button here, and that pops the back glass. I can grab this little thing here and access the back through the glass. That's actually a feature that's seen on kind of like a little more rugged SUVs. I don't know why I said rugged, but you know, like 4Runner and that type of stuff. But I love that. So just open the glass, press that, take it, push it down, and that's it. That is a great feature. I think that people will be using that feature even more than the back hatch in the event that they just need to throw things in there or, you know, just pull something out. There's a dot right there. That dot is part of the park assist. So those are sonar sensors that are built in to the bumper, and that is what beeps if you get too close to something at like parking lot speeds. There's a camera there, and that's part of that 360-degree surround camera system. There's also a camera that's under that rearview mirror, one there. There's also a camera in the back. Oh, there's also a radar that is inside the grille, and that's going to be used for things like your radar cruise control. You also have rain sensing wipers. You can see that triangle. Well, there's a sensor, a square that's right beside the triangle. That's what senses rain, and it'll cut your wipers on automatically. Ventilated disc brakes up front. There's the disc right there that the brake pads grab in order to stop the Highlander. Well, if you look at the top of that disc right there, there is a ridge, and it's ventilated. That ridge allows air to pass in between the left or the front and the back side of that disc in order to cool it, so that your brakes are less likely to overheat. How do you like those wheels? I absolutely love those. I think those are called Chrome Tech or Chromatech, but it's like a dark chrome, and that has an awesome, awesome look on it. The tires that are on this particular one are Toyo A20 Open Country, and they're 245/55/19. These come with a little bit of an upgraded wheel because of the fact that it's a limited Highlander. You can see those are your back sensors, and there's 4 on the back. There's another one there, one on the far right side. And so those are your rear parking sensors. That's what warns you if you're getting too close to something, if you're going in reverse. And I like the idea of the reflectors that are down there. People not only can, at night, can see your tail lights that are here, but they can also see this reflector right there. And it's pretty cool looking how it's kind of finished out there with that chrome trim. Notice that you cannot see the exhaust. You can see the exhaust there if you look underneath the Highlander, but it doesn't have dual exhaust that sticks out, or even a single exhaust that sticks out. That's fine to me. I know some people are hung up on the exhaust look of the vehicle. People are kind of the purists that want the dual exhaust or whatever, but I mean, I think that's fine. It doesn't bother me a bit. Kind of more functional. You can see where it says limited all-wheel drive. Really, really cool feature about this one is that panoramic roof. You can see there how big that is. And that's really nice from the inside. It actually makes the inside feel a lot bigger to your rear passengers, gives a much more of an open feeling there. These big, beautiful headlights there. Those are front LED headlights. You have halogen lights there, then your regular turn signal. And then you've got little LED strip. These are your daytime running lights right there. Those are very, very nice. I always try to point out the Vortex emulators. So there you go, right there. And that's what breaks up the vortices that would penetrate the side of this passage between the mirror and the body of the Highlander. And you also have these miniature vortices, break up chamber things. Air comes in here and it creates a vortex, and it creates wind noise because it creates that baffling sound that beats against the glass. That breaks that up. And then you've got them along on the rear light right there. Can you see that? Those are your front and rear Vortex emulators, because last night you were losing sleep making sure your next vehicle had front and rear and also mirror mounted Vortex emulators. Here is your 3.5 liter V6 Toyota engine. This engine is basically what Toyota is really well known for. Unbelievable reliability, super quiet. The transmission in this thing shifts incredibly smoothly, and I just love everything about it. And now here are a few specs for the engine. Down here on the far left is going to be your windshield washer fluid refill. You've got your engine oil dipstick. That's the little yellow-headed fella there, dipstick. Radiator. Do not ever open that when it's hot. There's a little bit of an air intake right there for cooling. Your battery, positive terminal on the left, negative on the right. You always know positive because of that big red cover on it. Relay and fuses, and then that gold fluid there on the back right. That's going to be your brake fluid. You've got an air box or engine air filter right there. That is the engine for the Highlander. Take a look here at the panoramic sunroof. I opened it and look at that windscreen right there. Isn't that cool? So that is going to be able to be kind of a buffer when you're riding down the road with that open, so that it prevents like the wind coming in to your cabin all rudely. And I would imagine it's also going to kind of be a filter, like a noise filter in a way, when you're in the car and you want to open the sunroof. That's really cool. This thing, I'm telling you, truly is like a luxury vehicle. Rear cargo area. You can see right now that the third row is in place. It's actually down there. And I love how the straps are arranged. Some of the SUVs that you see have just like a handle there, and you have to reach down, pull the handle up, and then basically kind of muscle that third row up. Not in this one. You've got a nice strap here, and you just take that, and you can see it's Velcro on the other side, so it sticks to the seat back when not in use. You can just take that, you can pull it up, and it's so easy to come up. You can just take it and bloop, and it sticks there to the seat back. And then you've got a headrest here, and you can just pull that up from the back if you want to. And then you can take the one over here to the left. And it comes up so easily. Locks right into place. Really nice. Also notice a really cool thing, how much storage area you have behind that third row. Look at that. That's great. It goes all the way up to the ceiling. Nice, really big open area. A recommendation that I have is to leave that light on all the time. You can see on the right side there's a switch. If you leave that on, it's not a big deal. It's going to go off when the back door closes. And then when the back door opens, that light cuts on so that at night you don't have to reach over and cut it on. It'll cut on automatically when the door opens, goes off when it closes. Now, how in the world do we get that seat down? You see the strap? So you just pull that and it falls right down. Really, really easy operation. It's kind of one motion. Cup holders there in the back. You've got 2 cup holders on the right side, 2 cup holders on the left side. You see that square? And there are 4 of those. So there's one there on the left, then there's one there in the back. You can see that. So there are 4 of those. There's 2 on each side, 2 toward the front of the vehicle, and then 2 toward the very back. And that's going to be for tying big things down. If you're carrying big items, you can use those basically as anchor points to secure those items. And then you see on the back there, it says top tether center seat, then top tether there. And so that is going to be for child safety seats. And you've got a tether there in the back. You can only put 1 child safety seat in that 3rd row. So you can put a maximum of 4 child safety seats in the Highlander. That's actually a lot. Now let's take a look at what it looks like for the cargo area with the 2nd row seat folded all the way down too. That's going to be a 2-step process. You see this? On the right side it says 1 and then 2 super easy directions to follow. So we're going to take that, we're going to pull that, then at that point you're going to take that if you want to. And so there's your 2nd row folded down. Let's go do that on the other side. Step 1, step 2. Now take a look at all that room. That is a ton of storage area that you have in the back of that Highlander when both rows are folded. Tons and tons of room. Isn't that fantastic? So you can move all kinds of stuff as far as furniture and basically anything that you need to do. There's the room for it. It's also good to note that this seat, the 2nd row seat, both sides are going to be able to slide. There is a metal bar down here, and you can see that right there. So to slide that seat forward, you're going to pull that up, and then at that point you would just slide the seat forward so you can slide it, and then you can also recline it. So when you're sitting in the seat, you can actually pull that up and it will allow the seat back to recline. So you can really get this seat super, super comfy. Heated seats in the back. I absolutely love that. So heated bi-level seats, high and low. Then there are your rear climate controls. So you have automatic temperature adjustment there. Then you have a power outlet down there, plus a couple of cell phone chargers, and that's going to be USB chargers right there. And what I want to point out about that, it says 2.1 amps, 2.1A. The significance of that is that it will charge your cell phone basically with the same speed as an outlet at your house will. A bigger power output from that outlet that allows your cell phone or whatever device to charge much more quickly. That's a great feature. Most of you guys know at this point that I'm over 6 feet tall, and that front seat is adjusted for me because I was sitting in it just a minute ago. And now look at the amount of room that I have back here. It's very super roomy. Oh, I'm wearing my puffins today. So you can see there, those are not penguins. I'll have you know they're puffins with life preservers, because that's the flavor of the day. That's what you're supposed to wear on Sunday, and today's Sunday. You have automatic one-touch operation for your windows, both up and down. Really nice brushed aluminum handle there. Beautiful wood grain look. That's not real wood, but it's certainly good looking. And then you also have manual sunshades for the back glass. I love that. Man, it's such a luxurious vehicle. Plus cool storage areas. You've got a nice water bottle holder there. Here are the controls for the driver's door, and you can see automatic. It's all 4 windows are one-touch automatic right there, and so that's what's going to allow you to hit those switches once, and the windows will go up and down. You can lock access to your windows there, lock and unlock. Then your control for your driver's side and passenger side rear view mirrors are there. Then you have set 1 and 2. That's going to be the settings for your seat and your mirrors, customized for up to 2 drivers. You also have blind spot monitor, and this mirror is heated. There's an icon right there and that indicates that it's a heated mirror. And then there's an icon right there, and that is going to be for your blind spot monitor. We'll take a quick look at that as well. Now check out how comfortable this driver's seat is. And one of the reasons is right there, and that is a seat cushion extender. So you can take this and push it out, and look at that seat bottom extending out there. Pretty cool feature. So it kind of puffs it up and moves that out. That's great for long distance driving. I don't know about you, but I love the interior color of this. And on my camera, it looks more orange than it does in real life. So if you're seeing this and you're like, ooh, that's too orange, it does not look like this in person. So I'll have you know that. For whatever reason, my camera is like adding some type of color enhancement to it, even though I have all that stuff turned off, but it is what it is. The seats are ventilated. You can see that there are perforations. There's little holes in the seats. I love that stitching. And that is because the front seats are heated and ventilated, so it will recirculate the ambient air inside the vehicle through the seat bottom. That's a better look. That doesn't look as orange. See, when the light is hitting it, the direct sunlight, it looks more orange. But that's more of an indication of what the real color is. Isn't that nice? I love the bolstering on the seats. It's nice and padded, nice and fat. That's a good thing. You've got a big bank of buttons right here, and all these are pretty much full because it is a fully loaded vehicle. You have the automatic, and that's going to be for your automatic high beams. That's the engine start, stop, off automatic. Wide view camera system, power rear gate, heated windshield wipers, heated steering wheel, and park assist. Now let's take a look at the steering wheel. You can see on the left side there, you've got controls for your volume. You've got arrows up and down, mode, hold, voice commands, and Bluetooth. Basically, the top bank of buttons is going to be for audio. Bottom, Bluetooth and phone controls. And then over on the right side of the steering wheel, you've got a bank of buttons on the top, and that's going to be a multi-directional keypad with a selection dot there in the middle, back arrow, pages icon, lane departure alert, lane keep assist button. Then to the right of that is going to be radar cruise control. Then down here you have your cruise control. It's pretty cool because you've got like a leather stitched steering wheel. Very nice. The steering wheel is heated as well. Like I was saying before, this thing is just full of all kinds of really, really good luxury features that you normally see on a luxury car. Excellent, excellent stuff. So as long as you have the key fob on your person, all you need to do to start it is to put your foot on the brake and tap the start button. And that's it. Over on the left side here, you can see your turn signal stalk, and you can see it says DRL off, auto, and then the next one up from that is going to be your parking lights and your headlights on manually. On the inside of that, you see a ring that says off, and that's going to be your fog lights. So I can take that and roll that up, and that's how you cut your fog lights on. So DRL off is daytime running lights off. That's auto. That's actually where I would recommend keeping the headlight function, so that the headlights cut on automatically whenever the sun starts to go down. But if you wanted to change that around, you could do that. That's going to cut your parking lights on, headlights on all the way manually. But that's, to me, that's the best situation for your headlights. Now you see a button right there that says auto. You can push that in, and right there it says to activate high beam, switch headlights to high beam. So what I just did is I pressed that auto button on the dash, then I'm going to take this and push it forward. And now the high beams are on automatic, so that at night the car is going to be driving around with the headlights on or the high beams on, and unless it senses somebody in oncoming traffic or you're behind somebody, then it's automatically going to dim the high beams. That's a great, great feature. Windshield wiper stalk, you can see right here it says auto, and that means that it has the automatic rain sensing wipers. And the way that you put it in auto mode is to pull it down. The windshield wipers will wipe once to let you know the feature is active. So right now it's in automatic. That's actually where I would recommend leaving it all the time. And whenever it starts to rain, then what's going to happen is this little eye right there, that little thing right there, is going to sense rain on the windshield, and it's going to cut on your windshield wipers automatically in accordance to the rain pattern. Great, great feature. You ought to use that to your advantage. But you can control it manually. You can go down one for low, down another one for high. You can go up from the off position to mist. And then you see a little ring right here that says auto as well, and that's how you're going to adjust the sensitivity of the automatic rain sensing wipers. Here is going to be the control for the rear wiper, and you can see intermittent on. And then if you want to wash the windshield off, you can pull it toward you for the windshield or push the stalk away from you to wash the rear glass. So that's how the windshield wiper stalk works. One of the buttons that you're going to use probably the most is going to be right here, or the bank of buttons, I should say, that you're going to be using the most is located right here. And that is going to be the multi-directional keypad. And what that does is it shows you all kinds of information. It is a great resource. So I'm going to be using this whole area right here, okay? And now you can see in the very top of that display, you can see different icons. And I'm moving that to the right. Okay, you see that? So there's settings. So right there, that's information, and I'm pressing down now. And so that's going to be all kinds of fuel economy information. All-wheel drive, sway warning, if it has to warn you about you swaying outside of your lane multiple times within a small amount of time, then it's going to give you that sway warning and tell you, hey, you need to take a break. Navigation, that's going to be your compass. It'll also, if you have a point registered in the system as going somewhere, you know, going to a place in the nav system, that's going to show you turn-by-turn directions in a kind of a mini way. Audio, and then that is going to be the lane keep assist in lane departure alert. So you see lane departure alert on, steering assist active. Great feature. Then I'm moving to the right again. There's the automatic start stop. That's a really neat feature. It'll cut the engine off when you're stopped in order to save gas. No messages, no emergency messages. Now I'm in the settings wheel. You see that? And the LDA is lane departure alert. And so this is how you're going to control all the different settings within lane departure alert. And like I said, steering assist is on, sensitivity is standard. I can change that around to high or standard. Sway warning is on. Sway sensitivity determines how sensitive that feature is going to be. And when I'm driving, I personally like it on low. You can still feel it kind of moving the steering wheel if you start to drift outside of your lane. I have found, especially at highway speeds, if it's on high, it just kind of feels funky. So that's just me. You need to adjust it around to the way you like it. So that's lane departure alert. Then you can go down here to PCS. That's pre-collision system. PCS, that's the radar in the front that when it senses a collision, pre-collision, then it can activate panic braking, pull back your seat belts, basically put tension on your seat belts and prepare the vehicle for impact. You never actually want to use that feature because, as the name implies, pre-collision, that's when it works, when you're about to have a wreck. BSM is blind spot monitor. I recommend keeping that on. Those are the lights that are inside the rearview mirrors that light up when somebody's in your blind spot. Power mode. Power mode's pretty cool because what that is going to do is going to change something called throttle mapping, and that gives you more torque on takeoff. So you can cut power mode on, and you can see on the dash there above the temperature, it turned red. When I cut it on, there's off, there's on, and you can tell a difference whenever that feature is on. I mean, it has more pull. Stop and start. So these are going to be all the different features within the settings that you can change around. Now, driver info 1, 2, and 3. That has to do with the information that's on that screen. So you can see I'm in the I. You see where it says I right there, little icon at the top. So that's all the information I showed you before. Now I'm going to go back. Drive info 1 allows you to customize the information that is displayed in that I screen according to driver preference. So you can mess with this and you can see that you can go and change 2 blocks for driver 1. Driver 2 can have 2 blocks. Driver 3 can have 2 blocks. Or if you don't have 3 drivers, you can change all of those around to display in the order that you want to see them. Pretty neat. You can customize that. Pop-up display, and that allows you to change the display that is going to show you different navigation icons whenever you have a point of interest in the nav system. whether or not you want it to display those things. Then this allows you to change the color of the display itself. Now, take a look here at this center display here. This is going to be all kinds of different information as far as the nav system and everything is concerned. You can see over here on the left, it says audio, home, apps. Then over on the right, it says phone, seek, and track. So over on the right, obviously, is going to be your information as far as phone is concerned. And then over on the left, audio, home, and apps. When I press audio, it says AM, FM audio. And so if I had a Bluetooth phone that was hooked up, it would allow me to actually stream my audio from my device. USB is going to be down there in front of that gear shifter. So you can actually put a ton of songs on a USB thumb drive, and then you can actually play them through the speakers in the car. That's what I recommend doing. Then you've got a cool home screen, settings, home screen, and now I can customize it. So it says driver easy speak. So I want to change that to audio, and then phone, and I want to change phone to weather. Now check this out. Look at that. That's the setup that I prefer, to where you just see audio. So if I had, the radio on, it would show the station or Bluetooth song that I'm streaming from Pandora or something like that. But look, it says weather, and that is a free service. That's from the Weather Channel, and that's through the HD radio. And as of 5 minutes ago, it's 56 and sunny here where we are in Greensboro. I can also hit 3-day, and there's my 3-day forecast. So on Tuesday, it looks like we're gonna have a high of 48 and showers, and then there's detailed information about weather. Isn't that awesome? And like I said, that's free. So cool. I can go back home, and the navigation system is on the right. And now, as you saw, that is a clickable screen. So I have 3 different selections: audio top left, weather bottom left, and then the whole right side of the screen is navigation. And when you touch that, whatever screen that corresponds, it's going to go to that function. So there's our nav system. To get back to the home system, boom, back home. That is a great, great feature. I love it. Then there are your apps, and that's going to be your apps that you get. And you can say okay. And so now you're going to see navigation, audio, phone, messages. The reason it says messages is because if you have your phone paired and it's compatible, which most are, it can actually read your text messages and emails out loud to you if you want it to. Eco mode or eco screen, that allows you to see the fuel economy and all that stuff. And then setup, this allows you to go into the vehicle and to basically customize all these things to exactly the way you want them to be. I love the setup screen. And I really, really recommend, please, if you get one of these, to go to this kind of stuff in the app screen, then go to setup and change the vehicle around to exactly the way you want it to be. Because if you don't do it right after you get it, you won't do it at all, and therefore you won't be able to appreciate all the cool things that this Highlander can do, or any other Toyota vehicle or any other system like this in a Toyota vehicle. Traffic allows you to see a traffic event list. Predictive traffic is awesome. You can actually see what the traffic condition is going to be like in 15-minute segments up to 45 minutes from now. So when it's not going to show anything right now because I'm in a residential neighborhood and there's no really traffic around here on a Sunday, but I can zoom out, and if you're in an area that has a lot of traffic, any given day really, you can take this and see what the traffic is going to be like based on predictions. So you see the green arrows that are up and down each side of that thoroughfare right there? That means 45 minutes from now, it's predicting that traffic is going to be flowing freely in that thoroughfare. Isn't that cool? And so 15-minute segments up to 45 minutes away. I love that stuff. Back to apps. Driver's Easy Speak, that allows a microphone up front to broadcast my voice through the speakers in the Highlander so that the people in the third row can hear what I'm saying. So cool. And then down here, you have your dual zone climate control. Over here on the far left, you have your hazard lights, front and rear defrost, also side mirror defrost. As I said before, the side mirrors or on the outside are heated. And then you have auto there, and it says off and auto, and you see red and blue. So whenever you turn it to the left, it adjusts the temperature down. And you can see both numbers are changing at the same time when I turn it. And that's because sync is active, passenger sync. Now it's off. And so now when I control it, the passenger side stays the same, driver's side moves until I hit sync again. And now they're together at the same temperature, at the same time. Recirculate, that gives you basically an extra fan speed. That's really good to use in the summertime. Manually controlling the fan speed, watch this, when I press one of the fan speeds up or down, auto is going to go off, and that is because I now manually took control of the climate system because I wanted to control the fan speed. So now when I press auto, it takes over. That's what I would recommend doing, is letting the vehicle maintain the comfort level as far as temperature is concerned in auto. What that means is you push auto, and then all you're going to worry about is the temperature. See that? And at that point, the Highlander is going to maintain automatically the temperature of the cabin to whatever temperature you tell it to do right there. Pretty neat. Rear sync, you see that? That's for your third row people. And then that is fan direction, so that's mode basically. That controls the mode or the fan direction. Rear temperature, rear, that activates rear on and off. AC on and off. But like I said, the biggest thing to me is I like simple. So what I do personally, push auto, adjust that wheel left and right to the temperature that you want it to maintain, and let it do the rest. You don't need to mess with all these other buttons. That's just me. Storage right there. This is so cool. You see that little thing right here? This is a really, really neat device. So you can actually take that out, and it will allow you to put your cell phone there and run the wire from the charging through there, and you can just lay your cell phone right there. And you can see there's a cutout right there for the wire from your cell phone charger to go through here. You can just pop that back in, and then a little landing for your cell phone right there. I love that. I also love how that dark brown, that's a really cool contrast. You can see it right there on the door panel, on the inside of the door panel. Isn't that nice? There's a better view of that wood look. It's not real wood, but it certainly looks really nice. And I love all the soft touch portions that are in this. Like that right there is not a hard plastic. It's actually kind of soft. The dash is basically the same way. And then there's lots of these panels that are soft to the touch so that it doesn't have that industrial cold, kind of hard feel to it. It's really nice. Right now we're looking at all the controls for the transmission and the seats, heating and ventilated. So you can see that that's off. That's heat, varies by level. So that's the hottest. That's off again. And then you can blow the fan up through the seat bottom. I had that on 3 just now, and I can feel cool air coming up through the seat bottom. Really nice. Shifter here, and I love how that's got a little brushed aluminum look there. Feels really good in your hand. It fits nicely. Little vinyl boot there. That's not leather, I don't think. But the car's, it's running right now. It's in park. So when I put it in reverse, you can see the camera that comes up. And that backup camera is really nice. You can see that it's got a real wide view on it right now. And that is because that wide view is activated. You can see here, it's a closer view, but it shows you kind of more far back. And it gives you a really good representation of where you are if you're, got a trailer behind you, or if you're backing up to another car in a parking lot. But check this out. That's the 360 view. You see right there on the right side? So what that does is it basically stitches together the view of all of the camera angles from the exterior cameras. So remember, there's a camera on the front, there's a camera under that mirror, and there's a camera under the driver's side mirror as well, plus the camera that is over the license plate. And so it takes the view of all of those cameras and it stitches them together into a composite to give you a view of what it looks like overhead. And so you can see the parking lot all right there. And if I were around any other vehicles, I would know exactly where I am in accordance to how, my location of those other vehicles. They can change that around. I like that because that gives you the dynamic view. You see that? So I'm turning the steering wheel right now. And so those are called dynamic grid lines. And so I can line up the vehicle to exactly to where I want it to be. What that's telling me is if I keep the steering wheel at its current angle, then those yellow blocks represent where I'm going to end up driving. And you can see the blue lines right there. Those are fixed. They're always straight. And so my objective when I'm backing into a space is to make sure that the yellow lines up with the blue while I'm backing. And if I line it up properly, if I do that, then I can back this thing more straight, then I can pull it forward into a space. I love that. Great, great system. Here's another whole bank of buttons there. On the far left is traction control off, snow mode, DAC is downhill assist control, far right locking center differential. All of these are advanced driving safety features that you're going to want to use whenever you're in any of these given situations. So snow mode starts the transmission in a lower gear ratio so that when you're in bad weather, the wheels turn more slowly to reduce the likelihood of wheel slippage. DAC, downhill assist control, if you're going down a real rocky, nasty environment, then you can basically steer, and the Highlander kind of takes over as far as braking and accelerator modulation are concerned and get you down the hill safely. Locking center differential, you're going to want to use that in the event that you need the same amount of power, same percentage of power to front wheel and back wheel. So it gives you 50-50 split power to the front and rear wheels, and then traction control off is on the left. And then there are your chargers there, and that's great. You can see the 2.1 amps. That basically is the same amperage that you get from a home power outlet, so it's going to charge your devices much, much faster. Another USB there on the left. That one's going to be used primarily for streaming from a device. And then these cup holders, I love them because check that out. This piece fits down in the cup holder for when you're using a small cup. And it was in place when I got in, and I pulled it out, and now I can fit my gigantic water bottle right there. Or if I have a smaller cup, I can take this and just put it down in there, and that can hold a smaller cup. Isn't that awesome? I really like that. Or I can reverse it and still fit that big boy down in there. In the 2017 Highlander video that I did, I showed you this, and what a lot of people do is they push it, but look, it's not opening. See that? Nothing. You have to kind of push down and forward at the same time, and it comes right open. So down and forward, and then down and back, and it opens right up. Do you see that? It kind of finished opening the rest of the way, watch. Well. And then there's a little package tray there, plus another power point down in that deep well. Tons and tons of storage. Good stuff. Right now we're looking at the bank of buttons that open and close the sunroof, that control the lights, the door lights. You can see there's home link right there, 1, 2, 3, that's your garage door opener. SOS is Safety Connect, and so that's going to be an emergency situation. You'll have immediate response to the nice Toyota folks that will help you in your emergency situation. This one has the big fat panoramic roof. I'm going to close it because I want you to see what it looks like. And did you notice that it's one touch close? See how big and spacious that roof is and how it just makes it feel really nice and open. 2 panels. One panel opens though. That back panel was always fixed, and then that's the panel that opens up. But then I can take this button on the right side and push and release, and it's one touch, and that's going to control, or that's going to close up the whole thing and make it nice and closed. Home link 1, 2, 3. So that's where you can sync your garage door opener or any other device that you can open with the car system there. Okay, everybody, that's going to wrap up our look at this absolutely awesome 2018 Toyota Highlander Limited. What do you think about this almost $49,000 Toyota? I'd love to hear what you think about it in the comments section below. And as always, thank you so much for watching. Make sure to hit that subscribe button, and also make sure you share this with everyone you know in the entire world, they'll thank you for it, or they'll not be your friend anymore. I can't control what happens after you share. Just share. And also make sure that you understand the most important thing of all. Have a wonderful day, everybody.